people are cruel. When you're a poor mouth, everyone hates you. When you're butt broke, women don't want you. Landlords evict you. You can't afford to pay for a poke when you're poor. They turn you away at the store. Blah. When you're poor. And you don't get laid anymore. Blah. When you're poor. When you're poor. When you're poor.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the...
Shut up, Bovan. We're not doing the full intro this time.
Yeah, Barry don't want to share the spotlight.
He don't want to share his tater tots either.
Well, I guess... here's your humble host. It's Butt Rot Bonzi.
Play some Rascal Flatts.
Okay, so we let you lowlives vote on a movie, and some of you did your civic duty and picked The Lost Boys, which was easily the best movie of the bunch.
I thought it was a tie between...
Which means that Bankrupt Barry's democratic system is actually far superior to that of...
Speak for yourself there, Fat Damon. Man, I was pulling for that cheesy-ass arena movie.
Anyway, we gotta give credit to Mozart Desk Lamp for suggesting The Lost Boys. Damn good suggestion, Mose. Thank you for your sacrifice.
Normally, I don't fuck with vampire movies, but this thing actually slaps pretty hard.
Yes, Mark. See, I'm more of a zombie movie kind of guy. I usually find vampires boring as shit. But in this case, I just gotta commend the movie's director. Joel Schumacher? Damn it, Ellis. That can't be right.
Just accept it, Barry. This movie was directed by the same guy who did Batman and Robin.
Hey, gang! I know it's fashionable to drag your ass all over Joel Schumacher's grave, but maybe it's time to forgive him. Sure, Batman and Robin sucked harder than Barry's music career. But Jolie Joel was under tremendous pressure to make something that was kid-friendly and would sell a lot of toys. He made a regrettable choice.
I will freeze the city. Then I will hold Gotham ransom.
Like that time I played Swallow the Monkey with Kourtney Kardashian and her sleazy little butler boy.
Yeah, I don't think that's a euphemism, folks. I think Bovan's referencing an actual monkey.
Against all odds, Bovan has a point. One thing I respect about old Joel Schumacher is that he owned the blame for Batman and Robin. Just listen to what he says in this DVD commentary.
I take full responsibility. I mean, Akiva did write the script, but I shot it. And if you don't like it, blame the director. That's what our name's there for.
I mean, how often in this day and age do you find asswipes accepting accountability like that? Yeah, he made some shit movies, but he also made stuff like Falling Down and A Time to Kill and The Lost Boys. And we're gonna take it easy on old Schumster. May he rest in peace.
Yeah, well, it probably doesn't hurt that this movie was produced by one of your favorites, Barry. Good old Richard Donner, who's also fucking dead.
Everybody's dead. And those of us who aren't just sit around wishing we were.
Which means this movie is also linked to...
No, Spielberg was not involved this time.
Yeah, but the title makes reference to Peter Pan, which Spielberg adapted when he did Hook. And during the scene at the video store, there's an obvious nod to the Goonies.
Yeah, because of Richard Donner, not because of Spielberg. We finally found a movie that Big Steve wasn't involved with.
He's right, Fly.
What? God damn it! You win this round, Barry, but when I wake up tomorrow, I can go get laid. You'll be stuck at home, still looking like Mose Manuel from Deadwood.
Get out of my fucking life!
It's me.
Who's me, the fucking Eclipse?
Asswipe. This was the first movie to make use of the two Corys, Corey Haim and Corey Feldman, who is indirectly linked to Spielberg, since he also appears in Goonies and Gremlins.
Are we gonna get into that whole Corey's Angels thing and all that, gross stuff?
We are not. I'd rather drink Kathy Bates' hot tub water than try to cover a serious topic with these YouTube chuds.
Well, yeah, of course you would, Barry. Kathy Bates is thinner and hotter than like 98% of the women you brought back to this dung heap.
Let's talk about the goddamn movie. Our story takes place in the lovely town of Santa Carla, which is really just a thinly disguised Santa Cruz. Due to a string of murders back in the 70s, Santa Cruz did carry a reputation for having an eerily high murder rate. Anyway, we're in Santa Carla because the mommy character got a divorce and had to move out of Kingman, Arizona or some shit. And of course she's bringing her two shit-ass sons, Sam and Michael, played by Corey Haim and Jason Patrick. Oh, and their dog, Nanook.
Barry, why do Ethan Hawke's eyes look like a couple of hemorrhoids?
No, that's Diane West, asshole. That's just how she looks. So the shtick is that the family now has to adjust to life in zany Santa Carla, and the grandpa character is actually pretty fucking great. For starters, he operates his own stoner drawer in the fridge, and he loves to troll his shit-ass grandkids.
I thought we were going to town.
That's as close to town as I like to get.
Not to mention deprive him of sleep.
This old boy's straight out of Twin Peaks.
But all is not well, and it turns out that this town is plagued.
Yeah, with mullets and wild stallions.
Excellent! Some of you hardcore chuds might even be decrepit enough to remember Alex Winter's crazy-ass movie Freaked.
Or maybe you remember his show Idiot Box from MTV.
No, it's Eddie, the flying in from outer space.
I guess that whole flying GIMP routine was a little less controversial in the 80s.
Not like today!
Not like today!
Not like today! Yeah, anyway, young Sam teams up with the so-called Frog Brothers, who introduce him to vampire-themed comic books. Yeah, because it's a vampire movie. Get it, asswipes?
And that gives our homely mom an opportunity to go job hunting at Hollywood Video, where she meets the science guy from Ghostbusters.
That's not Harold Ramis. It's the nosebleed guy from Batman Returns.
Nah, dumbass, it's the late Edward Herrmann, and he's actually perfect in the role of Max, the homely mom's nerd love interest.
Meanwhile, Brother Michael's sporting a big throbbing Rodsky for Star, played by Jamie Gertz, whom you might remember from our review of Twister that nobody watched.
Let's just say that Star really rocks my hammock. And I can say that because she was 22 when they filmed this movie.
Nah, it's still gross, Barry. As a matter of fact, don't even mention Jamie Gertz. Over there looking like Gomer Pyle from Full Metal Jacket.
You slimy fucking walrus looking piece of shit! Get the fuck off of my obstacle!
Ha ha ha, you little shit.
Barry, I think this movie might be peak 80s.
Nah, this is what peak 80s looked like.
That's right. It was the 1980s. The women were women and the men were men, and they definitely didn't wear neon and spandex. Not like today.
Not like today.
Not like today.
Not like today.
I'd like souffle.
Yeah, but Barry, I mean, what about this roided up ponytail guy who's all slathered up in KY jelly?
What about him? He's very masculine. I bet he's got a cock like a mag light. Not like today.
Not like today.
Well, doesn't he seem a little flamboyant?
That's Tim Cappello, asswipe, and he toured with Tina Turner.
Joel Schumacher, who directed the movie, was a fan of some of Tina Turner's videos that had me featured in them. He really wanted this song, I still believe.
He's very manly, very traditional. I bet he refuses to go down on his wife because that would be too submissive.
You know, the way this scene plays out, it's almost like that buffed up gay man's sexual energy is so excessive that it bleeds over to Star and Michael. I mean, they don't really start pursuing one another until they both catch a glimpse of those banging abs.
Yeah, Mark's got a point.
Great chatterbaiting Christ. I think my trousers are also making a point.
Fuck my life. So eventually we get a nice little confrontation between Michael and David, played by Kiefer Sutherland.
You don't have to beat me, Michael. You just have to try and keep up.
Kiefer was like 18 years old when they filmed this thing, and somehow he's still terrifying. Am I wrong?
Keep spitting, baby Barry. Kiefer and his mullet fucking crush it.
I just keep waiting on him to belt out White Wedding.
Start again!
Yeah, and is it just me or is there some Top Gun tier sexual tension between Michael and David?
Just you! Come on! Just you!
Just you.
Listen, all forms of violence are inherently sexual. Just look at MMA. Pretty sure Freud covered all that. And speaking of sexual symbolism, Mullet Boy welcomes Michael to the fold with a grotesque feast of maggots and wiggle worms.
Well, Michael's going at it all sloppy like a virgin visiting the petting zoo for the first time.
What?
Man, if you're gonna eat from the bottom of the food chain, you gotta slather them shits in white wine or some soy sauce, just like Barry taught us.
Yeah, and in case the sexual undertones weren't strong enough, old David forces Michael to imbibe a shot of that shitty-ass arbor mist that my ex-wife liked to swill. Only it ain't really arbor mist. It's David's blood, which means...
Yeah, we get it. Michael's gonna turn vampiric. Are we gonna get into the whole question of social anxieties about blood disease? You know, this movie was released just as the AIDS epidemic was,
Yes, that's a valid point, but YouTube ain't the place for nuanced discussion, Fly.
You know, it is crazy. Kiefer was scary as hell when he was 18, yet somehow he grew up to be a hot, doddering old hipster who posts steak recipes on YouTube.
Yeah, we've been hoping to try that recipe for weeks, but Barry won't let us buy steak until our George Soros checks come in.
Yeah, what the hell's taking so long this time?
Get a move on, Georgie, or we'll start looking for checks from the Kremlin if you catch my drift.
Barry, is The Lost Boys a certified banger?
Well, let me think.
Come on, Barry. Trust your gut. You know, the same way your gut trusts spaghetti sandwiches.
Well, but the problem is...
Come on, Barry, you sloppy old bitch.
Well, the main issue is...
Goddamn fat bucket.
Yes, it's a certified banger. God damn it, I like this movie. The whole thing plays out sort of like a detective story. Young Sam knows that his brother is turning vampiric. But to all the other characters, Michael shows all the hallmarks of substance addiction.
Plus, he's been listening to a lot of Jim Morrison.
You a Doors fan, Barry?
Well, I like that Break On Through song, all right.
Bullshit! You're one of them phonies.
You're not serious. You don't want to be a Doors fan. Get out of my store.
You're a fraud, Barry, and the light of knowledge will expose you at last.
Meanwhile, Sam and the Frog Brothers are trying to figure out who the head vampire might be. They suspect it might be Max, so they load his ass up with minced garlic.
These kids are smart. Ain't no way the homely mom's gonna bang Max once he unleashes a dose of that garlic gas.
No, dipshit, they're trying to prove he's a vampire, and this scene's actually pretty damn funny. Unlike that time Barry was trying to become host of The Tonight Show.
Son of a bitch.
There are actually quite a few funny moments and some good vampire humor throughout this movie, like Sam's garlic suit.
Woo, you smell like garlic.
And it's actually kind of perfect that so much of this movie takes place along the boardwalk. There's great juxtaposition between the dark depravity of the vampires and the garish carnivalesque rides and gaming booths and whatnot. It just works. Now, as you might guess, Michael becomes increasingly blood-hungry as the story progresses, and eventually he tries to attack Sam, who is saved by Nanook, a dog that was so well cast he's even got a vampiric-looking widow's peak.
Yeah, and Nanook is an Inuit term that translates to polar bear.
So
it's relevant.
How is that relevant, Marco? And why are you always shutting the door when you use the toilet? What are you hiding?
Listen, Nanook is like the family's vicious protector.
Well, I've shagged plenty of polar bears. You think you're better than me?
So in case it wasn't already obvious, these pricks need Michael to make a kill before he can turn full vamp. Right now he's only half vamp. However, Michael resists the temptation. I'm not exactly sure why. Anyway, the movie will eventually set up a final showdown between David's vampires and Michael's small army of chud kids. And I actually enjoy how this movie flirts with traditional vampire tropes.
Garlic don't work, boys!
Yeah, and some of these one-liners are pretty damn sweet.
Death by stereo.
Just look at how thirsty Michael and David are to perform a wire stunt.
Yeah, I see what you're saying about the sexual tension.
So our two alpha vampires battle it out and poor Kiefer gets penetrated.
But Michael's curse is not yet lifted, which means the big boss is still out there somewhere.
Yeah, because the head vampire is this AV Club geek who's trying to bang Ethan Hawke's character. Oh, I mean the homely mom. It turns out that David is Max's son, and Max was hoping to expand his little supernatural fiefdom.
Just like one big happy family.
Yeah, but God bless this Edward Herrmann guy. He actually fucking rocks at being a vampire.
I still want you, Lucy.
Fortunately, the quirky old grandpa who owns this house understands that he should drive through the front wall of his own goddamn house at just the right moment.
And the movie ends on a smart-ass quip.
One thing about living in Santa Carla I never could stomach. All the damn vampires.
So he knew about the vampires all along.
Yeah, but can you do that? Just end a movie on a joke?
Hey, would you prefer the Lord of the Rings approach where we get an entire fucking movie's worth of pseudo-endings?
Yeah, you can add Spielberg's shitty AI movie to that list.
But when it comes to pseudo-endings, we just gotta say that...
Adbury!
Time to get paid!
Okay, dirtbags. Ever heard of Athletic Greens? Well, they say Barry's too fat and they won't advertise with us. Ever heard of that Ridge wallet thing? Well, that wallet sucks ass. So get ready for the fridge wallet from our friends at Smegman's. It's already assumed that if you're watching this channel, you don't have any fucking money or credit cards. So Smegman's has found a way to take advantage of all that free space. Each fridge wallet contains coolant enough to accommodate up to 32 delicious ounces of your favorite snacks, including honey ham, pastrami chips, creamy cheese logs, pocket pies, dinosaur nugs, gravy bars, personal cakes, or even raw cookie dough.
Well, finally, a product that Barry can really get behind.
Brrr, quiet, asswipe. It's a fine wallet, and I'll use it if I feel like it.
No more doing the walk of shame as you smuggle snacks into your workplace restroom. Thanks to the fridge wallet, it'll be our little secret.
Yeah, the promo code is SnackStack, but I think this company is very irresponsible for marketing this fucking wallet. You got any idea how many heart attacks Barry's had at this point?
Okay, folks, it's time for our latest installment of ChudWatch.
ChudWatch!
This is when we engage with some of our loudmouth viewers. If you don't care about that, I guess you can shut the hell up and skip ahead, or you can go back to watching Matt Walsh videos, whatever it is you like to do. Okay, our Dumbass Comment Award goes to John Jaffon 2410. Old Johnny Boy says, I'm waiting for you to review Labyrinth, you jackass. Talk about David Bowie's Crouch.
Dumbass!
Well, Jesus, Prairie Dog, and Christ, how many reviews of that fucking movie do you need, Master John? We already did it. You know, if you'd spent 3 seconds searching our YouTube page, I'm pretty sure you could have found what you were looking for. And why are we the jackasses in this scenario?
I'm the guy who does his job. You must be the other guy.
And then we got this crouton character. Let's see what he's got to say. Barry finally emerges from the refuse pile to drop a new one.
Just like the trash monster from Fraggle Rock.
Or Fat Slavoj Zizek.
Hey, Crouton, I hope next time you play D&D you get violated by a goddamn sewer troll, you smartass.
Hey, smartass!
Okay, now we got our Celebrity Sighting Award.
Who's it gonna be?
This time the award goes to Mr. DJ Hinton. Let's see, he says here, I bet Randy Quaid, your last video, was gonna get over 1,000 views,
Randy!
or he could keep rummaging through my trash. Now, he and the raccoons are fighting over scraps every trash night. I'd like my raccoons, Barry. Whoa, Nelly, we got a Randy sighting.
Hashtag PMC. Police
Media corruption.
Well, to be fair, Mr. Hinton, that was a pretty stupid bet. For some reason, our videos are actually getting fewer views than ever. And every time we post new content, we actually lose subscribers. Anyway, congrats on your encounter with Cousin Eddie. That's pretty fucking cool.
Cheddar was full!
You know what? We're also giving Mr. Hinton the Chud Talent Award, because this man's got some pipes.
We got talented chuds.
Oh, Jenny,
Marry me, 'cause you're all that I need.
Yes! You go, King. See, Barry, that's why Mr. Hinton's married and you're profoundly divorced. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for me to give some awards. Yeah, I'm calling this segment the Burnin' Down Barry Award.
Suck it, Barry!
This is all about giving special recognition to those especially clever insults that get made at Barry's expense.
What? I didn't agree to that, you shit.
Yeah. Take it easy, Barry. But my favorite comment goes to this guy, Thankful for Another Day. After one of Barry's stupid posts, this guy goes, I regret loaning you money for that breast reduction.
That's not funny. Grow up, ass wipes.
Yeah, so Thankful for Another Day also had a good little remark on the Congo video. He says, tell Bovon that clam water cleared up my hemorrhoids, and now my kidney stones are pearls. My wife's boyfriend was so happy he didn't have to splurge on jewelry this year for Valentine's Day. And for once, I'm not watching this video on the can.
Okay, that one's pretty good. Got a sort of Rob Delaney vibe to it. But both this guy and Black Reaper are still on my shit list. Listen to this crap that Black Reaper posted when we tried to do a subscriber poll. Votes? Oh no! Corporate YouTube must have taken our man Barry, and then Just Another Day had to chime in to say the only thing more pathetic than doing a poll would be to post an ad by Raid Shadow Legends. Well, excuse us, you shit asses. I guess you don't want a democracy. We didn't realize you precious little snowflakes were allergic to casting votes. From now on, I guess we'll just reveal whatever the hell we want.
Yeah, and as far as selling out goes, bitch, we would have sold out years ago if only we knew how. You think we're too proud to sling Raycon earbuds? I mean, come on.
Okay, so congratulations to all you chuds who won awards. I think you people ran off all the chudettes who used to post here.
Now, Barry, let's be honest, there were never very many chudettes.
That's it for ChudWatch. If you didn't win an award this time, there's always next time. Unless we come to our senses and stop making these goddamn videos. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and point out that this movie's tone is right on point. Vampire movies in the 1980s often ended up in the register of something like Fright Night, pure schlock horror. And on the other end of the spectrum, you might find stuff like Once Bitten, which was trying to be more or less a pure comedy that's about as scary as a Bob Ross painting.
Oh my God.
The Lost Boys, on the other hand, offers us some genuinely frightening vampires. And yet, the film doesn't take itself too seriously.
Goddamn shit-sucking vampire. Will you wait till Mom finds out, buddy?
This is especially true of the grandpa character, and the way the film deals with the whole moody, angsty teenager trope.
Looks like I wasn't the only one got lucky last night, huh?
Yeah, and although we're not allowed to play it, that cover of the Doors song does quite a bit of lifting too.
Overall, I think I really enjoy the fabric of the world. I actually love this intro sequence where we get the slice-of-life shots of Santa Cruz.
You know, Barry, I think I might go so far as to say Kiefer Sutherland's an underrated actor.
The guy is fucking solid, and I wonder how many of you decrepit asswipes might remember a movie called Flatliners from 1990. This movie was also directed by Joel Schumacher, and it's actually pretty decent.
Yeah, let us know in the comments if you got any interest in that one.
Any decent animals in that movie?
So, what's old Kiefer up to these days? I mean, aside from cooking red meat on YouTube.
Brace yourselves!
Oh, Christ, Megan, stop!
Cringe!
Fuck me, tried to pull a Russell Crowe.
I engender in you fear.
Sweet penniless God in heaven. Meanwhile, Jason Patrick, who played Michael, went on to become... Well, I'm pretty sure he got all juiced up and went into mixed martial arts. He's got some heavy hands, but he needs to work on his head movement.
Corey Haim does a great job playing the gawky Sam kid. Half the time, this kid's got his mouth wide fucking open, and it adds to the whole awkward teenager shtick.
Barry!
Okay, that's all we got for now.
No.
Oh, Barry.
But Jesus, Al, what do you want?
You're hurting my feelings. Aren't you going to ask me to talk about vampires?
Fine, but keep it short.
Ah, the vampire. One of the most fascinating figures in our collective imagination. You see, the vampire is not merely a creature of horror, but a profound symbol, a walking paradox. It is the one who clings to life by avoiding death, yet in doing so, ceases to truly live. It feeds but is never full, exists but is never alive. And is that not precisely the condition of the one who fears death too much? Consider this. The vampire is bound by insatiable hunger, just as we are bound by our own endless grasping for more time, more security, more permanence. We too drink from the world, consuming endless resources. But what if the truest horror is not the vampire at all, but the fear that we too are becoming one? That in our desperate attempt to preserve ourselves, we forget how to surrender, how to dissolve, how to submit to the natural flow of life. In disavowing these natural cycles, do we not paradoxically forget how to live? Further, the figure of the vampire actually has a history that's both fascinating and disturbing. Some critics have pointed out that the character Nosferatu can be read as a caricature
Yeah,
of...
that'll do, Al. Listen, this is YouTube. They mostly just want the slop. Okay, tune in next time, folks. We're gonna snort a line of bullet ants and talk about my controversial appearance on that stupid-ass Lex Friedman podcast.
What do you think about the work of Graham Hancock?
Well, I guess it's sad that the old asswipe is suffering from derangement, but I think you're a fucking idiot for even asking this question. How did you manage to convince so many angry virgins that you teach at MIT? Is Graham Hancock responsible for that, too?
So he believes, he's proposed as possible that the Amazon jungle is sort of a man-made garden.
See? This is why you've never had sex with a human, Lexi. I don't get laid because I'm ugly and poor, but I've paid for sex plenty of times. You know, my theory is you're saving your purity for Space Karen.
But there could be a lot of other explanations.
Yeah, stop deflecting, you fucking child. Look, with all your goddamn under-the-table Russian payoffs, why can't you afford a better-looking suit? You look like a brain-damaged Undertaker who sends his dick pics to tech bros instead of hot women. You're not into standard God-fearing porn, are you? Admit it. Man, did you just slide into the world's most boring K-hole? What the fuck are you even talking about?
It was...
Man, you can't even keep up. This is the dumbest fucking podcast I've ever heard of. You better order some pizzas or Barry's out ski. By the way, I clogged your toilet. You fucking dork.
Kind of itchy a little.
Christ, I am sorry.
You have quite decent aim, though.
Yeah, see, I was aiming for Robert Pattinson. I'm very sorry.
But next time.
Put a little heart into it.
Well, I'll be damned. That was my lunch, asswipe.
Go.
It's gonna be a great show tonight. We got one of the gin blossoms. It's gonna be face painters, belly dancers, and my name's Barry.
You don't need to tell him your name, son. The announcer does that.
Yeah, well, who is this announcer, wise ass? Because if you say Bovon, I am gone.
I still believe